bullshit because like, in a good world, they would allow me to apologize for what I said. Instead, they're just restricting the speech, and then they put a red mark on your arm. It's real fucking communist, socialist behavior. Like if somebody was offended, they should click a button that says "I feel offended" instead of like, let's shut that down for everybody because this guy, Anyway, you know what I mean. We're talking like Hitler type stuff here. You guys might not realize it. Some of you do. Some of you don't. And then a few of you have no clue. Because you're goddamn socialists. But that's all right. And we can offend each other all morning now because we're on the real networks, baby. Prime time. We can be offensive. Yeah, that same button should delete the app. I know that's exactly right. All right, let's see. Bitcoin is touching 55,000 still. Okay. Those are my buy points. Every 5,000, I'm average down every 5,000. If whatever it does, averaging down 55,000, 50,000, 45, 40, 35. It's probably never going below 40 again. Knock on wood. But I don't think we're ever going to see 40 again. MA short, still in it? Chris, are you still in the MA short? Oh, God, I wish you were too. Oh, man. No. The situation with that was I was supposed to be short, and I still am. No, I was supposed to be short, and I cut it. I don't know why I did that. I cut it. I wasn't supposed to, and I bought it to cover again. I got I closed the position, and I wasn't supposed to. And then the whole day, I would have made like $1,000. Let's see. I would have made like $450. It's not that big of a deal, but this is a small account that this a lot of the stuff that I do on this particular screen is, and yeah, that would have made a difference. And then today, MA is a continued short, so it's actually looking like it's going to be continued short. Why is that the one I alerted? Let me double check. Oh yeah, yep, continued short on that. Yep. And then now I can't trade. My account just got day trade restricted because yesterday, right near the close, I was playing with the OCO shit, trying to set up a complex order, and it automatically bought something, which I didn't intend for it to do, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just deal with it tomorrow. And then right before the closing bell, it auto sold it because I had the OCO stop set that way. So, and now I had 0 day trades left after something else yesterday. I forget what it was. Avgo, I think it was, or Into. No, I'm not sure. So now today I can't even, on that particular account, I can't even day trade. Ugh. So I'm getting hit hard with the restrictions lately, man. Luckily, I have like 50 accounts, so I don't really care. But anyway, that's a situation. So now I can't even get back into that short, which would be nice. I'm going to set up my high-speed setup here. So this morning we were looking at KTTA. It's kind of okay. It's below VWAP right now. We need to get above VWAP, and realistically above a pivot above VWAP, which is basically 650. It's back to the pre-market high. ISPC, Look at how every time it breaks out, it just pulls way back down. In fact, it's pulling down below pivot every time it breaks high. So it's range expanding. That is just full on bullshit manipulation. That is just total manipulation on ISPC. If you're going to get into that, you need to have a really nice wide stop. So therefore, a large risk and very few shares. So you can just manage holding through the bullshit and just let it run. If it's going to run, great. But there's a hell of a lot of manipulation going on there on ISPC. And as a matter of fact, I started to have a kind of a suspicious thought. I don't know if it's conspiracy theorist or what, but I started to notice that a lot of these stocks that we've been trading are starting to act that way. And I wondered if somebody built a bot to do exactly this with, just tons of money, like $100 million. And they're going after these small cap pops, and they're trying to be like these ultimate market makers. And I wondered, because I haven't seen that behavior. Remember, what was it? Prague or something? I forget, like a week ago, there was something. It was the nastiest trading I had seen, really probably in a long time, maybe over a year. Like GME had its moments, but and Kodak had its moments. But I think that somebody may have created something and is going after these small cap pops to just wipe out retail, just like sponge up retail money, just. And so I'm watching it because I'm starting to see that same really rare behavior creep up 3 times now, I think, in the last week. And, I don't know. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but I have an open mind. So I wonder. It certainly is something that somebody could do. So anyway, we're watching KTTA for a breakout. We're watching APVO for a breakout. We're watching PTPI, QLGN, LGVN. Over on LGVN, we could probably get in if it breaks, 35. Boy, that's a really volatile. It's moving with a lot of volatility now that it got way up here. That was pretty insane. $27 million company now worth $600 million, almost $1 billion in 3 days. Woo, the party is on over at the CEO's mansion. Fug. Okay, here, let me keep, by the way, let me continue to go through the stock market chameleon. So those are the big, huge ones. Let's see if we got anything between 20 and 50% gaining. AADI, and that's on 500,000 shares, and XL, and TNXP, and BTB. Let's take a look at AADI, BTB, which we've seen many times. Thanks on that, it already a huge failure. TNXP, not looking too friendly, and XL, a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. We'll keep XL on watch. All right, and then over in big caps, what do we got? AD with a little bit of movement, 3%. XPEV with 5%. CVX long, just going on right now. CVX you can go long on, or $1.50 of risk. $1.50 of risk on CVX. That's Chevron long. I'm gonna go write it down. I'll send it out. That's a day swing. All right, so that one might run all day. Got a nice stop on that. XPEV not looking too tasty. CVX looks really tasty. It could hit all-time highs today, or whatever, recent highs today, which is a lot. It's like a couple points away. It's just day swing. That's my invention. By the way, if I die and anybody wants to attribute a phrase to me, please make it be day swing. That's a term I've coined. I found it on the internet one other time. Like one dude like 7 years ago said it. But fuck him, because I was only looking to see if anybody else ever figured this shit out and calls it day swinging. And I don't know, maybe that dude died. So it's me. I'm the day swing dude. That's gonna, if I have some kind of legacy for the next 100 years after I die, it's gonna be that I'm the day swing guy. All right. Is swing daying again? Mark. Apvo. Mark, you weren't around, I think, but I was doing a bit the other day, and I think you weren't around, and you didn't respond, or you didn't hear me, and or maybe you were around, and I don't know, you just didn't respond, or maybe I have you mixed up for somebody else, but it was give him the sedative. The sedative. And if you don't know what that is, Mark, then I'm the only one, I guess. Does anybody know what that is? Give him the sedative. No. The sedative. Yeah, basically, yeah. But anyway, if you don't know where that's from, then good. I have one up on everybody. You'll find out young later. Yes, there you go. I said you'll find out young, and it's Freudian slip. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you guys do know. Yeah. That's great when they're going along. When I was a kid, that was the funniest scene to me, was not that one, but the funniest moment, I mean, when you're a kid, I mean, you really need the slapstick. So was when they're going like 2-year-old cranium or whatever, right? And it's like a scraggly head, and then it's like 1-year-old cranium, 6-month-old cranium, and then it's Marty Feldman's face in there, and he goes, "Hello." It's like a 6-month current year old. Oh, that was hilarious. Can I please stream 12 p.m. Eastern? Perhaps. Monty Python, that's right. Hi, sir. All right, let me label these up. So I'm watching Verizon, MasterCard, Walmart. For directional breakouts for day swings, I'm watching these. On the right side of my screen, I'm watching risk reward, and we're already triggered CVX and MasterCard. MasterCard short and CVX long, and actually it's Moderna short. You might get 10-15 points out of it. Moderna short. The risk on that, I'll get to you in a minute. $79 would be $10. Yeah, so $11 a risk. PG. What's up, Chris? What? Robo? Really? Already? Oh, it's because it's on Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi must be doing weird things. Yeah, it's not my mic this time. Hopefully it comes back. Tell me if it, hello. Tell me if it comes back. Because then that means it's just going to be going in and out, I guess. noticed that the Ethernet, yeah, it's back. So I noticed that the Ethernet connection went out this morning, and that can go on and off. So I turned on Wi-Fi as backup. It's hardwired in, but it's also Wi-Fi. What was the risk? $11 on Moderna short. Yeah, that's correct. $11. Yeah, to 289. The high of yesterday, 289. 289 exactly. Good stuff. All right, we've got 14 minutes to the open, and we've got good opportunities here. They've popped up. They've got a lot of potential. PTPI, APFO, QLGN, LGVN, ISPC, KTTA. Good momentum trades. And then I've got 16 top day swing potential. So here we go. Asana. Asana is now an entry, and that is for $8 of risk. Asana short. Asana short, and I'm alerting that right now. $8. Stop at 114.60, 70. So you can get shares to short on most of these because that's why I chose them. They're easy to borrow. You don't need to you can do your 1% calculation, find out you can get 17 shares, get exactly the perfect position. Need to be messing around with puts. Please don't. And I'm sending out the Moderna one also. You can't tell enough about SOPA right now. Been trading for like 12 sessions. I'll sit the short stay because I can't short. Jamal, that's too bad. Well, then that's the situation where you can get the options, get the puts. If your 1% calculates that you can get more than 50 shares. All right, refreshing market chameleon here. We're looking for a break of 6.55 on KTTA, pre-market high. And it's grinding up there, but it might not trigger. How can you short? You need a margin account. And need to sell to open. You sell. You open by selling. You open your position by selling. Don't use real money if this is the way you are right now. How do I do this? Oh shit. Oh, this button doesn't what? How does this work? Do this simulated, okay? Don't use real money. I still wanted to go through these market caps over here and see if there was anything I missed that's up significantly. XPEV, CRH, RLX. RLX has come up twice now. Let me bring that up over here. Shares is that traded? Oh, 3.5 million. All right, let's take a look. That looks like a buyout. No news of a buyout. Well, I'll keep that on screen. RLX. Ramon says, I learned my lesson. Jeez. Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, don't start using real money with what you don't know what you're doing with. You can learn completely fine by simulated trading. It'd be the equivalent of wanting some action, going into war, joining the army right away, and then wanting to skip boot camp, pick up a gun that you've never fired before, and just go out in the field. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to handle your machine, you might want to start in a simulator or by using blanks. They're short. You can tell Mark's been drinking all night. He's all, shut up. All right, we're down to almost the billions. There we go. Okay, good. Oh, wait, what was that? XL, good. And we already got that. And then AADI, good. I've been up since 3 a.m. I'm still up. We're gonna run that joke to the ground, I think. MasterCard. Asana short looks really tasty because the risk is pretty low. Very good, very good. Salvi says, I lost over 90,000 this year. And you're complaining about buying a $7 course. I mean, there might be a reason why you have no money. Salvi says, how can I buy puts? He made the day swing up, but he doesn't tell us how we do this unless we buy his course. Maybe he was just joking. Maybe like doesn't know I have a course. I do have a course, but it's only $7. 90,000 margin. Oh yeah. Anyway, even when you're learning how to trade correctly, your first year of really correct trading should be focused on minimizing losses. You will lose money. Your first year is going to be a net loss. Yeah. Oh, you were just kidding. All right. But Salvi says, you a good guy. I'm just kidding. He knows my funny bone. He knows how to push my buttons. Or she. Salvi. Salvador. Is your name Salvador? I know I don't call it a course. It's not a course. A course means it's a curriculum that brings you from point A all the way to point B, and now you've comprehensively covered from everything from A to B. It's just 100+ video lessons covering topics that I've taught in classes and private lessons over the years. Yeah, that's okay. Salvi says, I'm a they, them. Yeah, we're definitely not going there. You can eat my TikTok. Lieutenant Dan says you're going to thank him for it being only $7. But anyway, the one that, let's see. Yeah, the one that, it's not up yet. I don't think. No, it's not. But the lesson that you should hear, Salvi, is about the asymmetric risk of recoverability. That it's it takes a long time to recover a large loss. Kind of makes sense, right? But people still risk a whole bunch of money and then give themselves a large loss. And then they're like, damn, shouldn't have done that. But they don't know why. But I have covered it in a class, the mathematics of why. And there is a reason why. Once you learn it, you're like, oh shit, yep, proven. I should not do that. It seems like, maybe you shouldn't do that before you learn really the math behind it. But then once you know the math behind it, you're like, I had a suspicion that I shouldn't do that. And yep, that would be dumb. Ice cream. What are you talking about, Sergio? I don't get that. Sergio's been drinking too. Forrest Gump. Oh, ice cream, Lieutenant Dan. Oh, it is? Lieutenant Dan knows every line, huh? I've seen that movie a lot of times, and I'm good friends with the composer, Alan Silvestri. I don't remember if he got the Academy Award for that, but he should have. But if he didn't, then he deserved one. That was the best. That was the best score of the year. Okay, we got 3 minutes to the open, and we're still watching. I'm still watching all these stocks for movement, for signals. Into short has been going on all morning. No, that's old. Okay, this scroll here. There, I thought that was a little bit weird. Okay, we might be shorting into. We'll see where it goes in 3 minutes. All right, I'm not going to repeat that, Lieutenant Dan. But Lieutenant Dan, you can't do that. You got no legs. Yes, I know. Oh, you know what I just watched the other day was Short Circuit. I haven't seen that since I was a kid in the theater. It turns out it's actually good. It has stood this test of time. Short Circuit, if anybody remembers that movie. No disassemble. Johnny Five, that's right. There were some sequels too, I think. At least one. They could have spawned a lot of sequels because at a certain point it just became bullshit. Life not malfunction, Stephanie. Number 5 is alive. Yeah, I just watched all that. It was great. It's a really good movie, It kind of talks about what is life, Is life what is intelligent life, I guess you could say, you know? Consciousness. Consciousness is this amazing thing we have. It's amazing what we're going to do with consciousness. Consciousness may one day conquer the entire universe. You don't know. With science, quantum mechanics, etc., we keep breaking barriers, and only consciousness is doing that. What was that? Dune. That's kind of the premise behind Dune, by the way, about folding space-time. It's consciousness that folds space-time. NVIDIA, yes, but do not short it yet. Oh, yes, you can short it. What am I talking about? Why is this correct? Let me see. Yeah, you can short it. You can short NVIDIA with a stop at 322, $7 a risk short NVIDIA. Okay, Alvi. Way to go. Alvi just bought the course. Day swing, NVIDIA. Short. Hello. Okay, short. Risk $7. Like currently. Stop 322. Okay, that's enough of the written alerts probably. KTTA. There's the entrance on KTTA for $1.50 of risk. $2 a risk. $2 a risk. KTTA. And it's halting to the upside. Holy smokes. Did anybody get into that? Wow, it's already at 732 and halting. KTTA, holy smokes, halted. Wow. Anybody get that? Anybody get that? Wow. Methods is in, but you were already in or what? Did anybody catch that? Because that was one freaking heck of a... Caught it. Wow. Way to go. What was it? A stop market order? How did you get that? And what was your fill? Holy Toledo, KTTA. That was unbelievable. He got filled at 732. Oh, that's the top. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're in because, boy, the potential on that one's looking pretty damn good. 563 pre-market. Good job. All right. Okay, we've got a couple of rings going on here. Apple potentially moving to the upside for $1 of risk if you want Apple long for the day. Verizon, I'm waiting on the breakout at 52. There goes CVX. We called that long. So just stay in that and take profits if you can underneath every dollar level. You know how to play the day swings. 5 to 20% profits underneath every dollar level on a stock at that level. Shopify short, looking excellent. Shopify short. $50, $60 of risk on Shopify short, $60 of risk. $60 of risk, Shopify short. I'm going to alert that. I'll let you know when the other one's coming out of the halt in just a second here. Short Shopify. I really like the Shopify play. Risk short. Risk is $60. Stop is $16.30. For anybody who's missing the actual live, there you go. Cannot believe that KTTA. For anybody who was in it before the halt, I hope for fuck's sake you took some profit when it was shooting up there. It was halting to the upside is a perfect time to sell to the downside. You could just chuck some overboard like that. Please tell me that those of you who already had some KTTA, you sold a little bit on that pop, 5 to 20%. Okay, XL is coming up to the breakout. 576 is what we're looking for on XL. The risk at that point will be 50 cents. 50 cents of risk if we break 576 on XL. Well, you don't need to get out of XL, Randy, unless you're short. It's moving up. Did I just call you Randy? RJ. What? LGVN is halted? Somebody just said? And yeah, it is halted. Due to volatility. Why am I not seeing that on my chart over here? Oh, just that small. That looks so small, that amount of blip. Wow. Okay, that's great. LGVN. I'd be looking for LGVN to break 35. I still think that we want it to get up and over 35. And yeah, ISPC and KTTA halted. Okay. So yeah, KTTA is going to come out of the halt in 1 minute. Yes, LGVN is halted. They all halted, well, roughly about 30 seconds to 1 minute after the open. First one to come out of the halt is going to be KTTA in about 40 seconds. Remember, we're short on Moderna. And MasterCard may have reversed. Watch your stop on MasterCard. I can't watch them for you. The stop on MasterCard is 325. Okay, 25 seconds to the unhalt on KTTA. Indicating to open at 7:33, basically, right where it's halted. Make sure you take profits every. Well, it's got a lot of volatility, but just every push, take a little profit. There we go. It's trading 750, 760, 740. Profit taking 630, 690. LGVN is trading again, and it's pulling way back. 50% retrace. LGVN. Next breakout on KTTA will be at 765. 765 for $1 of risk. And LGVN is halting to the downside, and the same thing's happening to ISPC, both halting to the downside. Man, that feels like that bot I'm talking about, man. This is so interesting. I'm seeing these patterns coming up. I think by the time we figure this out in a month, yeah, when we figure this out in like a month, when this hits the news or whatever, they're gonna have made like millions, probably like 100 million, 200 million. You did, Jonathan? Yeah, not billions. I mean, I think they're raking up retail traders' money by doing this. No hedgies are trading LGVN. Okay, KTTA, if it can break 765, will be $1.70 of risk right now. That was XL. XL's breaking. Yep, there it comes. All right, and you can take that for 50 cents of risk XL when it breaks 576. It seems the float's a little high on that, but it's a good day swing with a nice wide risk set. And something broke. Novavax way got away from us. The breakdown on that was at 204. It's already at 196. That trade is just beyond triggered. Walmart short. Walmart short day swing. Doc N. You can get to the downside for $3 of risk. Stop at 103. Doc N. Short. Nvidia is trying to come back up, but still a short. The market is red. That Moderna short looks pretty tasty. Anybody get that Moderna short? That looks really good. Here we come up to 765 breakout on KTTA for $1.50 of risk. No, we don't exit the shop short because no, the stop is at 1630. Because you might be new here, and you need to learn the 1% risk rule. I'm thinking possibly you don't know the 1% risk rule. You should have calculated your risk to the stop at 1630. All right, there goes KTTA. So you guys are potentially in that for $1.50 of risk. That means we need this puppy to go to about $10 for you to get even a 2-to-1 risk reward on that. But we are underneath $8 now, so you need to take like 5% out. All right, and it's pulling back. If you already taken a profit, then you can one profit target, then you can move 50% of your position to break even. Current stop is 640. Over on XL, you want to be taking a profit here around $6, and it's moving in such a way that you definitely want to be taking profits underneath every 25-cent level on XL. Should be coming out of the halts in 1 minute on LGVN and ISPC. People are really bailing on ISPC. There's your next profit target on XL. Take 5 to 20% off here around the 625 level. We're not in Walmart. Yes, short on Walmart. I alerted that. Didn't alert that, but yeah, we're short on Walmart. All right, there ISPC is trading again and really pushing down. It's down into the 14s, 14s, 15. And same thing on LGVN, all the way down to the 20s. And yes, XL went way up there. Make sure you're taking your profits. You never know when those are going to top out and be done. That's why you take profits all along the way. And depending on the pattern, sometimes we get an all out that's way up there, and you get to close out the rest of your shares at a profit as well. ISPC really crapping out. SPY coming back up and over the open right now. S&P 500. Oil rising rapidly. This is one of the fastest rises I've seen recently. From 75 now to almost 70. What is it? 9, almost 79 in a few hours. It's a pretty strong movement. That's good. That's good for the market. That should lift the market prices higher. What is rising? XL, I think, is what we're talking about, if that's what you're asking. Peter. Vicus. I posted the link there for you. Nice to meet you, by the way. Normally, XL moves about 30 cents in one day. Today, yeah, off the charts. $2 now. So this is about 8x typical. All right, CVX continuing to go to the upside. That makes a lot of sense with oil rising. That oil rise is going to cause a bit of a pullback on some of these shorts. But ultimately, I do believe they're going to stick to their direction. Stop loss stopped out? No, not on Walmart. No, Walmart's doing fine. Walmart short. You need to apply the 1% rule, though, Salvi. I don't know. How you're trading, but we have our strategies that we use. The stop on Walmart is 145.35. And we're nowhere near that yet. Entry was 144. That progresses too. All right, XL is holding. Next breakout on XL is going to be at 638 for 40 cents of risk. There goes CVX further to the upside. Do we hold KTTA? It depends on where you got in. Because it's not exactly following through, but the stop should be around like 5 point. It should be around like 5 really, but we could maybe do 5.5. And so when we got in at 6.5, it was for $1 of risk. But if you got in at 7.30 or whatever, then you need to be in for half as many shares. That's $2 of risk. So it really depends on if you're following our strategy or not. But you should be in for $2 of risk on KTTA, stop at 5.50, and holding. Yeah. Unless you're at break even and you already took a profit at a profit target that's within our strategies. And in that case, if you took one profit target, then you exit 50% of your position at break even. Yeah. Let's see on it. There's the stop out on NVIDIA, 322. Watch the stop numbers on the alerts or write them down when I say them. Every trade has an associated stop. Boy, it's a pretty sloppy day at the market open here. I think that change in oil direction just really just ripped to shreds the bearish momentum. And that's like two oceans meeting each other in opposite directions and created pretty sketchy opens across the board. All right, XL is pulled back to about 5.6. Depends on where you got in, but your break even may be nearby. And hopefully you took lots of profits all the way along the way, and then you set your stop to break even right now on XL. Actually, you can even get out. You could almost argue for a neckline breakdown at 580, 595 there. So right now you could get out on XL, exit XL. Go ahead. CVX is continuing. NVIDIA stopped out, did it not? Yes. CVX doing good, yeah, so far. I mean, the longs, are probably going to hold up. And ISPC and LGVN, like everybody ran. Nobody wants to play around with those anymore. The volume is very low now, comparatively. No, I'd call it a bear flag. It's a bearish flat. It's a kind of a flat bottom wedge. I mean, I see what you're saying. It's just like a regular old flag. But I'm getting the bearish tingles. I'm getting bearish tingles on KTTA on that flag. Because it keeps hitting that particular support level, creating this sort of flat bottom. Feels like any moment it's going to break down. But that's just from from experience. You'll start to notice that. Like I said, Salvi, it depends on when you got in, and if you correctly risked properly. The correct risk on the Walmart short was to stop at 145.35. I think it's when it was 145.35. So from your entry, you need to backwards figure out how much you're going to lose if that stop gets hit, and not buy more of a position in Walmart than you're supposed to in case you do get stopped out. Yeah, it just doesn't tell me anything. 7 contracts. I need to know the size of your account. And the risk was called out. It was $1, approximately $1. So based on there it is. There's that bearish breakdown on KTTA. Well, maybe. I'll be. Yeah, but I would have waited longer, even, Salvi, just in case. Yeah, and that my language is taught in my $7 video lessons. I'll send you over the link from that. Yeah. Here. That's what I'm pulling up now. Okay. You just want to study right away the 1% rule. That's basically it. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to help you trade through this one then, Salvi. I don't think that you should have doubled up yet, like that, just in case. It would have been safer to wait for if Walmart pulled back to 145. But here's what we'll do. If Walmart gets back to about 143.75, well, that'll actually be good. So let's see what Walmart does. The market is just zooming. The market's having a really green day. And that's what's weighing on all of our put positions. I do, LV, yeah. But I totally recommend you do the market mastery kind of first, unless you're just wanting like an orientation. So that's that breakdown on KTTA, and that is a full exit right there. 6.1 exit on KTTA. How does the R statement work? Like when you say I made 3R, is it a percent? It happens to be that our R units are our R units are 1%. And so if we say we made 3R, we're talking about our whole account when we talk about R. So it means we made 3% on our whole account, something like that. One day Troy made 51R, and he did that with just risking 1R. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, say that 3 times fast, right? Yeah, Salvi. Tyler says Weeble's settled cash function is annoying. I can't trade. Well, they're all like that. All the platforms are like that too. Salvi, I can tell you how many contracts you should have got or shares if you share with me your account size. Don't be embarrassed. We have people here of every account size. In fact, we have people here who are just paper trading, didn't even have any money. Ishay says, so using the risk and the 1% rule, if the number I got was 35, but the shares are 70, should I buy half a share? Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't think we ever had that question. Alvi says he's paper trading and lost $10,000. You guys who paper trade, and especially Jamal if he's in here, I already thought of a particular piece of advice that we should give Alvi. What is it? Let's see if you guys can figure it out. What advice would you give Alvi? He says, I'm paper trading right now and I lost 10,000. What's the first? I know what came to my head, but for some of you who are a little bit more experienced with paper trading, what should Alvi? One of the things that Alvi probably should do. Just listening to what he just said. There we go. You see it? Can you read that, Alvi? Everybody says, change your paper trading account size to match the amount that you plan to trade with, because you don't want to be getting into bad habits. Yep, trade with a realistic number. So when you get a chance, modify your, that. Tyler says 500. So your 1% is 5%. Salvi says 1.4K. So you're 14. Your 1% is 14. And on the Walmart trade, it was $1. So that means you're able to risk. You take 14 and you divide it by 1, and you can get 14 shares of Walmart. And as you know, an option contract has 100 shares. So in order for you not to lose money, very much money on this trade, you should have got 14 shares, or like 1/5 of a contract. Instead, you have 14 contracts. I recommend you better be careful, man. Be careful. Salvi's currently all in on Walmart. All we can do right now is just hope for Salvi. My fingers are crossed that Walmart does turn around, but it's market's pretty green right now. Don't just suddenly cut it though, please. Let's see. You're in deep shit now. Let's just see if we can get you out of it. Well, you just trade stock options, but weren't you the one that said you lost 90,000 this year? You have the ability to buy shares. And what you should have did was short 14 shares. I know you can't short 14 shares because with a $1,400 account, it's not a margin account, so you can't short it. But then just skip it, because the amount of risk that you would have is too high. Even with one contract of loss, it's just you lose one contract, and you're going to lose like 5% of your account, which is too much. Oh, I see, Salvi. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Moderna out? No, actually, no. We're still short on Moderna. Did you take any profits on Moderna? Because you can get out at your break even if you did take more than 2 profit targets. We are out of KTTA, yes. Someone here said they blew their account out trading options. This should never happen with options, period. Well, and yet that is what happens with options, period. So you might be able to say this should never happen with options, period, but that is what happens with options, period. It's only after a year of successful trading with shares that you should start to think about how you can sprinkle in options. You're trading options should be used as a tool. You shouldn't day trade options. And that's coming from someone who's day traded options. And we sometimes even do day trade options in here. But so trust me when I say don't day trade options, because I know what day trading options is like. It's not like you've discovered Niagara Falls and I don't know what that is. I know what day trading options is, and you should not do it. You should never do it. You should use options for swing trading. Made 2% on SPY today, so you're done. All right. Very good. Yeah, other people said trade with what you will start trading. Yeah, I type slow. Brutus. Realistic account sizes. Lower your account size. Mabrat says take the mastery classes. It's on losing less. All right, the market topped and is pulling back right now. 50% pullback is about right now. So this could be the best it gets, Salvi, like on Walmart for you, like right now. And that's not very much. Basically, you're probably back to selling your 7 contracts back at break even on those additional 7 contracts. Maybe. Salvi, you might want to think about that. Doing that is giving those 7 contracts back. Don't have doubled. I think those additional 7 contracts you bought, now that we know your account sizes and your situation and everything, yeah, I think you should probably hang on a second. We're getting some downward movement on Walmart. But I think that, yeah, you should think about giving those 7 contracts back, those second. What is KTTA doing? All right, KTTA wants to pretend it's the hot shit. I think probably the robot that trades ISPC and LGVN is coming over to take people's money on a slight breakout at 820, and it's going to slam you down. This is probably all market maker money being bought up right now. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. We're out on MA short. Okay, yeah, a long time ago. The stop is 325. Yes. Is shorting stock and call margin less risk than option calls and puts? Yeah. In your case, yes, Salvi. You know why? Did you exit those 7 extra additional contracts, by the way? Because Walmart is turning around and it looks like it's not going to stop. You want to possibly exit your entire position and take this loss. There it goes. Walmart's pushing to the upside. You're going to get accelerated losses now. So anyway, the reason why is because you should have only bought 14 shares of Walmart short. Instead, even with 1 contract, you're buying like 50 to 100 shares. So you're over risking by like 3 to 7 times or whatever the math is there. Apple's going sideways. Okay. Was that Lisa? Yesterday. Oh, nice. Yeah, my nice. Very good. I sold a call at the very tippy top. That's up 73%. You sell a little bit. The maximum gain is 100%. Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, look at that. Walmart is really, really popping now. I'm telling you. You did not want to double down back there, and you should have traded those 7 shares back. And you need to get out of that position. Reserve your money. What I'm saying is that you should have only traded 14 shares for 100. You traded 100 times more than you should have. In other words, when you learn what we learn in our room here, you would need a $140,000 account for you to trade the amount of options that you just traded, Salvi. $140,000. Really over risked. There are additional risks, Salvi, but your problem is you're over risking with options. I believe the term for what Salvi just did is called YOLOing. Well, he got himself into a YOLO situation there. That's for sure. He spent half of his account on the Walmart short by buying 7 contracts when he could only he bought 700 shares of Walmart short when he could only afford to buy 14. He bought 700. 14 using our rules. And then when it went against him, he doubled down and spent the rest of his money and got a total of 1,400 shares instead of 14. Yeah, man, I really want to help the guy out, but okay, hey, if you're not out yet, then Walmart just made a move to the downside that might be advantageous for you. We've 75% retraced on the Qs, 50% retraced on Dow Industrial, and 75% retraced on S&P 500. So we might be moving down now. This is some good news for you, Salvi. Oh shit! He just said he's out. Son of a bitch. Okay, well you're out. Hopefully at minimizing your loss. 50% of your whole account. He lost 50% of his whole account, I think. Yeah, that's a ouch. That's a major ouch. You got to stop trading options. You just got to stop. You're over risking. You don't understand how to risk. So take the $7. That $7 that you're going to spend on my video lessons is going to save you all that money. And the first thing you need to go listen to is the 1% rule. And then from there, watch the day swinging section. That's what I recommend. Yeah, we've all been there though, Salvi. We've all been there. So we all sympathize with you. We know what that's like. And that's a place that we hope that you didn't have to experience. How much were his losses? $750 on a $1,400 account. He needed $140,000 account to make that trade the way he did. But if he did have $140,000 account, he would have risked $140,000 and he would have lost $75,000. So I mean, like, he needs to just learn about trading. He keeps asking about margin and margin calls and reg calls, and that's the amount of money that you need to put in there. in order to fulfill a mistake that you made. You have a lot to learn about day trading. The problem is day trading, Salvi. You might want to start with my $7 thing with my classes. Look, the bot did it. Look at KTTA. Did you guys see that? Interesting. I mean, we've seen rug pulls like that, but this is getting really consistent. The bot. I mean, it's hard to know now. Was that a manipulation or not? Anyway, Salvi, I was trying to tell you, focus on swing trading for a little while. You'll really enjoy it, and you get to use options with swing trading. At 772? Wow, good job. Next. I mean, yeah. Good point, James. We'll be having class on Thursday night, VIP class Thursday night. Play the bots. Watch for the dips. Well, yes and no. You're going to get yourself a little bit. I mean, yes, I'm with you on that, Chris, but then you need to have a scalping setup. So you need to have over 25,000 in an account. You need to have a scalping setup because that's the only way you can really play a big pullback like that is to average down into the dip, and then now you'd already be selling back that as a scalp right now, and you just be making a little bit of money, 20, 50, 100, 150 bucks on a little scalpy dip thing there, right there. Yeah, Asan, I really love Asan for the short and Moderna for the short, and it looks like Moderna is happening. Looks like it's going to happen in Asana, fingers crossed. Verizon coming up to that 52 level. Okay. How did you know? Did I talk about that? Thank you, Pittman. No. Who was that? John. Yeah, thank you. Good, very astute. Yeah, so if Verizon breaks 52, that's a long for 50 cents of risk. Day swing. Pittman has a plan to go practice paper trading and be ready by March with real money. Hey, at least he has a plan. I like that. You can always adjust a plan. To have a plan is a really good idea. Look at that Shopify. Shopify is happening. We did not get stop out of Shopify. That fucker's going to perform, I think, right now. Look at that drop. Really nice. Get ready for a big ATR move, like $80 from here. The end of the day, you might be at $14.80 on Shopify. Who's in Shopify short? Nice. I am crossing my fingers for you guys. Could I explain a bit on selling cash secured puts? I am going to be first to admit to you that I'm not an expert at cash secured puts, but in my opinion, you can use doing cash secured puts is like for investors. It's like the better way to use cash secured puts is if you have an investment portfolio, you don't want to sell that portfolio, or you're looking to get into a position on something very tasty. You can use cash secured puts to just create income. You're basically selling puts. And then if you accidentally buy shares, you're happy because you wanted those shares. So that's essentially my understanding of cash secured puts. I don't play that game. There's another trader in our group that does do some of that, but not so much. I think they do more iron condors and such. But that's essentially what it is. I mean, you know, there's a lot of ways to make money on the stock market. There's so many ways to make money on the stock market. I recommend over the years you number one, you stick to it. Just stay there. Work your way. Later, my brat. And then yeah, look at that Shopify Go. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, wonderful. It's a beaut. And so what I was saying is that, and then over the years, maybe pick up some additional skills. I mean, the skills you want to have shouldn't be too varied. You should understand the following. Let's see if you can, maybe you can write it down if you want. And not necessarily in this order, okay? Probably you should understand. I'm trying to think best to understand first. Investing. Should understand as much as you can about investing first. Thicken that up, you know, because you at least want to be able to save money every month and put it somewhere, and then think, where can I put it so it doesn't deflate in value as you know, costs of things go up over the years. So the first thing you should learn is investing, where to put your money that you've saved. Next thing from there, I would say swing trading. And that's being in a position for a couple months, you know, seeing an opportunity that's short term, but on the daily. Next thing you should learn would now be maybe jumping down to day trading, but possibly mastering overnights and second day plays. So that's where you might be able to take a position at the end of one day and reap the harvest the next morning. That, and then move into day trading. And I recommend day traders who are new start with day swinging. That's my own method. Day swinging. It just means you're gonna have to take my lessons. You learn something called the path of victory. You put a large range buffer on your trade, and then you just let it run all day. Don't try and do that right now and just guess based on what I just said. It's not going to work. And then through the understanding of pivot point trading and chart reading, you may end up staying in a trade all day. Like for instance, right now, Chevron, CVX, we've been holding it all morning. It's been all over the map, kind of, but it's still progressing, and we're still in it. And the path of victory method of pivot point trading, my method, is how we make that happen. Then maybe step that down from day swinging to day trading, and that would be what we do, like momentum day trading. That's a whole new thing. Momentum day trading, that's catching breakouts of pre-market highs on stocks that are super hype on the morning. So this is like the order of your evolution of like how you should master everything. And then at the the very probably last thing you should do is learn how to scalp. And scalping means, you grab something on an unusual pullback, for example, and then sell it, a couple seconds later or a minute or a few minutes later, or even like 20 minutes later when it's back up again. And scalping is where you really learn about the micro movements in the market. Scalping is like being a physicist. Is like being the physicist of the market. In the market, you're playing with atoms. You're playing with nuclear energy. That's a really good way to describe it. Yeah, because it is freaking dangerous. Like, you cannot start scalping if you don't already have like 20 to 30 reasons to exit a trade, like all kinds of patterns and things that you see, moving averages, pullbacks, level 2 tape reading. Like, man, you should have so many reasons, because scalping can get you can cause you to lose money really fast, and to be a good scalper, you don't really lose money at all. Once you lose money, you quickly cut it. So you cannot be a degenerate, beginner, novice, whatever you want to call it, by the time you get to scalping. By the time you get to scalping, you need to be a really well carved, well sculpted, disciplined trader with a ton of tools, with unbelievable number of tools in your tool belt. How am I feeling about Zoom? I'd average down in it if I could. Is my class a weekly subscription? Dante, I have live class for VIP members of my trading group, which is the only membership level we have, VIP. And you can go check out our trading group here. Let me give you the link on that. Learn about the trading group there. And so I have weekly classes, Thursday nights, for those members. And then from those classes, I cut out the most incredible lesson moments that were in those, edit them down so that they're really nice and tight, improve the audio, up the image quality to 4K, and then I put those into the market mastery thing that's $7. So, the $7 market mastery is an incredibly good use of your time. It's because instead of watching a 2, 3, or 4 hour class, you can get the 3 lessons from it in like 10 minutes. Really succinctly explained, and you can rewind it and everything. All right, way to go, Ahmad. Sort of, Alvy. Sort of. You must be right on the cusp of things. We'll explain that in a week. All right, and then Pittman says it made 6.65% on paper today. Yeah, we read that. Is your class a weekly subscription? ISPC. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Hey, thanks, Evan. You're describing my learning curve. Yeah. Can you advise what kind of time frame you'd put on a swing trading stage? I think the most rewarding would be somewhere between 1 day and 2 weeks, and just follow my dream stop strategy. And then do the channel trading technique. So easy to learn, and it's just money, it's just income. You can just start putting your money to work. By watching your videos, says Pittman, I had 80% of the stock you were watching and had the breakout set up before I even logged in. Man, that is fantastic. I'm super proud to hear that. Best $8 I ever spent. Yeah, and actually it's $7. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's in the section how to find stocks to day trade in the morning for the momentum breakout trading strategy. I still have so many classes that I've taught that I haven't edited the video lessons into the market mastery, and I've already got many of them, like 7 of them, cut up, and they're almost ready. So like constantly, I'm adding to the market mastery. I say there's 100 or more videos and lessons in there, but at some point, it's probably almost 200 now, and it's just going to keep growing. And I don't think I'm ever going to raise the price. I think that the point is that's a great way for you to meet me. It's a great way for you to become a robust trader, which is what I want you to become. And I don't need the money necessarily. And it's a great way for you to become familiar with our trading group and possibly want to be part of a trading community. And it's a great way for you to potentially up things to a one-on-one lesson with me, which I do way too cheaply at $100 per 1 hour session one-on-one with you. And my time is definitely worth more than that. So I'm trying to help you, and that $100 goes to, whatever, making sure my kids have food and little things like that. It doesn't go above the line. It goes to basic foods, basic necessities. But probably I should be doing that for $200 or $300 an hour, and at that point, match my value of my time. But I don't really believe in setting up barriers for you to become a better trader and a more successful person in life. I want to be there to help you. That's why doing this with a mass audience is very helpful, because I can do that in multiples. So my time is well compensated for how many people I'm broadcasting to. Alvi says, if I get 4 people to join, how does a referral work? How would you know if they join from me? So Alvi, we can get you set up with a referral link, and I would only recommend that anyone interested in doing that be the type of person who's going to continuously be doing that, and it isn't just, I know 4 guys and boom. But if you'd like to actually become an affiliate, then talk to Jacob or Elliot, our admins in the group over in the Discord, or obviously, connect with me and I'll get you to them. You guys will have a conversation and figure out if you're the right fit for that. And then, yeah, exactly. RJ. And then we'll get you some kind of something for that. All right. Any other questions? There goes Shopify. Woo! And I'm telling you, once that trade starts igniting, it's going to really catch fire. I really liked Shopify, and I'll tell you a little secret. I found it at 3:33 and 33 seconds yesterday. And I don't know, anyone who knows me for a long time knows that that's my magic number, 333, because it's my initials upside down, EEE. And I knew it when I saw it yesterday, and I was looking right at it, and it looked tasty for its risk reward. And I saw the time start to say 3:33 and 33 seconds, and I'm like, this is, whoa, boom, that's it. I said, I bet something magical is going to happen with that Shopify play tomorrow. But it's really well set up, so it's no coincidence really. But fingers crossed that it continues downward. As a day swing, make sure you're taking profits probably every $10 that it goes down. Any swings right now? I mean, that's CVX. Look at it go, huh? And by the way, the way it moves so slowly, I would change to taking profits every 50 cents, maybe even every 25 cents on CVX. If you're in something and it's moving that slow, you need to modify your profit targets. That same thing happens with Apple. Apple moves kind of slow. For Shopify, what is the exit? So now that it's really started to push down, we can ignore the original stop and we can start to use path of victory. And it's roughly 1580 for the all-out stop, 1580 on Shopify. Is it a bull flag now on KTTA? That's funny. Look, it's riding some kind of a diagonal line. Can you see that? It's definitely riding some kind of a diagonal line as support. And you can continue to ride that. But think of it this way. The triangle is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So by buying along the bottom edge of that line and then selling at resistance every time, you're only decreasing your reward more and more every time you do that, until finally it's going to break that bottom line and you might even lose everything you just gained. So The opportunity on KTTA is more for a breakout, 820. When it breaks 820 ish. Yeah, kind of, Jer. I mean, you'll see that price moves in a pattern, in patterns. Oh, Asan, the Asan trade. Is anybody in Asan? Did I alert that? Asan? Yes. Okay. The Asan trade is also starting to do well. So these are some trades. Keep holding them. CVX long, Moderna short, Shop short, Asan short. Novavax was another one that we missed. It moved so fast. The entry was at 204. It's at 196. So those were a couple of excellent plays this morning. And then a lot of the momentum plays actually crapped out. We had a kind of almost a no signal momentum day other than KTTA, and that was kind of tough. But hopefully you guys made some money on it. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. See you tomorrow morning. Oh, there's no class on Thursday night this week. It's Thanksgiving. I'll just probably be sleeping because of all the, what do they call that? Peptafeffin or whatever. The TPTs. Who can type whatever the fuck I'm trying to say fastest? Because it's a big long one. Tryptopeptone or something. Tryptophan. Ooh, good job. Tryptophan. Trip on the fan. All right, good deal. All right, you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll be around. Just hit me up on Discord. I know. Rock and roll. I wonder if anybody knows what that is, like the way I just said it. Rock and roll. Okay, what is that? Shit. I'm doing it really bad. You know who might know it is Mark, because Mark seems to know all these fucking 80s movies. See if Mark is still in here. Mark is still in here. It was a very obscure film, all set inside of a radio station called Talk Radio. Really, really good movie too. Nah, but it could have been. It could have been a Jack Black thing for sure. Yeah, all those things are derivative of the real originals. Yeah, you know who? Well, anyway, movies. I love movies. You guys, talk to you later. Talk Radio, name of the movie. If you want a good movie this weekend. High School Musical.